This week on ANN, Adventists in Brazil donate blood after a tragic fire leaves hundreds wounded.
New evidence makes the case for King David outside the pages of the Bible.
And young people volunteer for a year of community service in New York City.
These stories and more coming up.
This is ANN, a service of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church. Thanks so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, Adventists in Brazil rallied this week to donate blood after one of the deadliest nightclub fires in more than a decade. At least 230 people died and hundreds were injured when a club in downtown Santa Maria caught fire. Investigators say the fire started when a band's pyrotechnics display ignited ceiling insulation, releasing flames and toxic smoke into the panicked crowd. As victims flooded local hospitals, the Adventist Church coordinated an emergency blood drive through Vida por Vidas. The project started in 2006 and is overseen by young Adventists in South America. In Brazil alone, health officials say the project contributes 3.5 million units of blood every year.
An Adventist airplane engineer remains in critical condition after suffering burns on 50% of his body last week. Lyndon Millist, chief engineer for Adventist Aviation Services, was servicing a mission fleet in Papua New Guinea. Millist was burned after a fuel tank caught fire in a hangar. He is currently undergoing treatment at a hospital in Australia. Adventist Aviation Services is a ministry that plays a key role in church work in the islands of the South Pacific. Mission pilots transport pastors, teachers, and supplies to isolated villages in the region. Local church leaders are asking Adventists worldwide to pray for Millist's recovery.
Adventist archaeologists say new evidence uncovered in modern-day Israel is confirming the biblical account of King David. Students and teachers from Southern Adventist University in the U.S. state of Tennessee joined an excavation team led by Hebrew University and the Israel Antiquities Authority. The group has uncovered pottery and other artifacts at the fortress of Elah, an ancient city near Jerusalem. Archaeologists say the artifacts match the time period when the Bible says David fought the Philistine Goliath. The artifacts include pieces of pottery inscribed with the words "for the king" and seals for official documents. The team is also struck by the stone ruins of the fortress. They say the multiple gates and reinforced walls both point to a powerful ruler. The discoveries are leading some scholars to recognize the historical significance of biblical kings such as David and Solomon. Archaeologists are expected to publish a final report on their findings later this year.
A team of young Adventists from around the world is devoting a year to mission service. The group recently arrived in New York City ahead of a major evangelism push in the region called NY13. They'll undergo training in community service, disaster relief, and church leadership to help support outreach in the coming months. Church leaders say the project, called 1 Year in Mission, will inspire a new wave of volunteerism. After 6 months in New York City, members of the group will return home to help develop volunteer programs in their own cities.
The trial date of an Adventist pastor imprisoned in Togo has been postponed indefinitely. Pastor Antonio Montero and church member Bruno Ama have been held without evidence in the West African country for nearly a year. Sources close to the case were hopeful last week when a Togolese court announced Montero would be tried beginning January 29. Church lawyers and human rights activists say they'll continue diplomatic efforts meant to secure the two men's release, regardless of the delay.
Christian Record Services for the Blind recently invited students at Union College to raise awareness of the blind and low sight community through creative videos. The Adventist-run college in the U.S. state of Nebraska is located near Christian Record headquarters. The communication department for the Adventist Church in North America sent this report.
We should all ask ourselves the question, how can we understand the world of the blind? Recently, 6 student filmmakers from Nebraska-based Union College attempted to answer that question as part of a film competition held by the school and Christian Record Services, a ministry of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The films were premiered at a special showing at the College View Seventh-day Adventist Church on the college campus. More than 300 students, faculty, and community members showed up for the event, and prizes were given to the top 3 films, including a $1,000 check to the first-place film titled Color, produced by senior Eric Bing.
You know, the first time I saw the poster for the video contest, I thought, man, that looks like a lot of fun. I feel like that would be quite advantageous for us to do.
The keynote address was given by Terry Benedict, an award-winning documentary filmmaker who also took time to sit in on some communication and public relations classes. Ray Dabrowski, assistant to the president for marketing at Christian Record Services, says that the students who took part in the contest embraced the theme, and he feels encouraged by the films that they produced.
I believe that what we saw there is a very, very good start. Seeing that young people are also serious about the topic, about the theme, about social responsibility, responsibility for the community in which they live.
And finally in the news, underprivileged kids in Eastern Europe opened the first Christmas presents many of them have ever received this month. A shipment of 35,000 gift boxes arrived just in time for Eastern Orthodox Christmas, celebrated in early January in the region. The gifts come courtesy of the Children Helping Children project, run by the Adventist Development and Relief Agency in Germany and Switzerland. Children and their parents and teachers collect school supplies, toys, and non-perishable food items for the project every year.